Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and Ronnie is still out on his vacay, a much-deserved, much-needed vacay, and joining me in his place is someone who I am incredibly fond of. He is so funny, and he is on the up and up. He may even be there. He may be there. His name is Eric Williams, and you can find him as the host of That's a Gay Ass Podcast, among many other things. Welcome to the show, Eric. How are you doing?
Ben, I'm doing not only so gorgine, but this is a dream come true. Can we tell the listeners that I was a fan of yours first?
This is a safe space. You can say whatever you want.
Well, I'm going to say a lot. And the first thing I'm going to say is that my dear gay-ass husband, Matt, brought me to a Watch What Crappens live show in the year of our Lord 2017. I fell in love with you, Ben and Ronnie. And then when I started my gay-ass podcast, you so beautifully said yes about coming on. And now I'm actually recording a show about a family of four bros in Missouri, my home state. Pinch me, Ben. Pinch me. I will pinch you. I am so #blessed by your kind words. And I have to say that now, as you say it, that like you start off as a fan of the podcast and now you're here on the podcast, that makes you kind of like the Janet of Watch What Crappens, right? It either makes me the Janet or a Make-A-Wish Foundation, where I'm just such a sad gay twink that's just looking to get screen time. But I guess Janet, you could say she's a bit of a sad twink looking for airtime.
Yeah, exactly. But you're much better than Janet, I will say. Everyone should go listen to Eric's podcast, which is it a weekly podcast?
It is, yeah, every single week.
God, who is this person? You have a gorgeous guest on this episode. There's a man. This guy right here is your latest guest.
So here's the deal is I interview like either gay guys where I ask them whose fault is it that you're gay, or I ask women who the gays beloved, including one Miss Lisa Rinna has done the podcast.
Yes.
Barbie Shallow did the pod. But that gorgeous man you just showed me is on the Substack bonus episode, right? Getting really spicy. And those are every Monday for the spicy ones, and every Wednesday is the main pod apps.
Hot guys on the spicy ones, Lisa Rinna and Laura Benanti, etc.
Well, listen, when Rinna did the pod, she actually like made a headline because she said that the Beverly Hills current season that she was not on was sinking like the Titanic. And then Andy Cohen confronted her on his serious show, and she was like, Andy, trying to like say that we took her words out of context. And then she on her own podcast told Harry Hamlin that we misconstrued her words, which, listen, I was mad for about 3 seconds, and then I was like, the honor of being in Miss Lisa Rinna's web of lies, again, pinch me.
Maybe someday you'll get blocked the way we are by her,
I can only hope, Ben. I can only hope to be blocked by Lisa.
Although I don't think it was a mean block. I think she wanted, when she left Beverly Hills, she just sort of like blocked everything. It wasn't.
She wanted the clean break.
Yeah, no, we are like, there's no issue. No.
Do you think Rinna will ever go back to Bravo?
I think she would 100%.
Yeah.
She is a working actress, and she understands the value of a paycheck. And if they say, hey, Rinna, we're going to pay you, look, a job is a job for her. She will do the Depends commercial. She'll go back to Bravo. I mean, she still is talking about Real Housewives a lot, so it obviously matters to her. So I don't think she cares at all. She will follow the money. She has that instinct in her.
I think
you're right. That's a good instinct to have.
Oh, especially when you're a Hollywood actress like she is. I just think that the fans, when we posted clips from her, people like hate Lisa Rinna. Like the comments are the two people that the watchers really hate, Lisa Rinna, and then have you been reading the comments on Tamra? Actually, we can do a tie into McBee Dynasty, because Tamra was on Watch What Happens with Steven Jr. and all the comments were dragging her facelift.
Yeah, I mean, Tamra definitely. I think that obviously people hate Tamra. She's like one of the classic villains of Bravo, and but I think that Tamra's like a little bit more comfortable in the villain role. I think she's actually like fine with it and she enjoys it. I think that Rinna says that she's comfortable with it. I don't think she is. I think that she is like
crying into her pillow.
It's honestly, when I see her trying to be cool with it, in my mind, I always think, ooh, you're so angry, Rinna. That's what I'm thinking. I turn it on her. She doesn't seem, I don't think that she's comfortable. I think she's pretending like she's owning it, but
speaking of you're so angry, rest in power to Denise Richards' marriage.
I know. Rest in power to that seemingly forever marriage that is no longer forever.
Well, maybe
folded.
Who was chasing them in the cars? Was it Mafia?
Big Pharma. Big Pharma was.
So maybe the Big Pharma got to their marriage.
Yeah, they'll get to you no matter what. You got to be careful. But by the way, I just want to say before we dive into today's episode, which is all about McBee Dynasty, you have a live show this week in New York. Was it Friday?
It's actually Thursday. If you can imagine. Yeah, so I'm doing this new solo show that is very gay, very Jewy. For any of our Jewesses out there, it's called Why All the Drama, where I tell my tale of going from a nice Jewish boy from Missouri to a gay Jewish slut in Los Angeles. And I'm very excited to do it in New York. And then the plan is to tour it to a few cities in the fall. So keep a look-see out for those dates.
I love your ambition. I love what's going on here with you. And you wrote it yourself. And
I did. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not just buttering your biscuit. Ever since starting to listen to your pod and Danny Pellegrino, I've been so inspired by people just making shit happen for themselves. And so I finally did enough therapy to say enough is enough and just put your shit out there. Yeah, just do it.
100% put your shit out there. I went to one of your live shows, which is a different type of live show. And you were so great and so talented up there. You're really you're a very natural performer. So I highly recommend if you're going to be in New York on Thursday, where is the show going to be?
It's at Red Eye. It's right in the middle of Midtown, close to all of the action, 7 p.m. on Thursday. And then after... we can flirt, grab a beverage, and if you want to talk about McBee Dynasty, I am happy to, but I don't know if you're going to want to do that.
I'm going to say, please talk to Eric about McBee Dynasty, because I feel so bad that I made you watch this show. And then when you text me over the weekend, you're like, okay, I'm like midway through season 1. I was like, oh no, please don't watch season 1 to cover this show. I didn't even do that. I was like, I am not going to watch. Well, actually, I did aspire to. But
did you? Oh yeah, well I saw that because Ronnie watched the whole thing and loved it, and you kind of.
I was going to,
and you were going to. I listen. I have like trauma from being a grade A student, where I was like, well, I better find out the full history of these awful men. But once you said not to watch the first season, I said bloop, turned off Peacock, and then went straight to this current season. Which hey, at least I only had to watch 3 episodes.
That's way too many to watch. So I was originally like, okay, I'll watch it because Ronnie was really good. He watched that full first season, but then I thought, or I can give myself an out and say, hey, I'm a Bravo viewer, so I'm going to watch McBee Dynasty like I am a Bravo viewer, not because I don't feel like I have to research it. They're dropping this show on us, so I have to react like a Bravo viewer, not like a NBCU completionist. Exactly. And so therefore, I saved myself a lot of time and effort and just like dove in for season 2. And so now we are on episode 3 of this show. What do you think about McBee Dynasty, by the way? And this is a safe space. You you can be positive or negative, however you feel.
You know what? Here's my honest take is that I was prepared to hate it, and I like it more than I thought, only because we have a lawsuit involved and 2 Russian women competing for one terrible man. The interpersonal dramatiques, I think there's a lot of promise there. What I would rather gouge my eyes out than watch is the business BTS of the McBee meat business. I do not care if they can get 4,000 pounds of brisket to this barbecue restaurant. I do not care if their car washes stay open. I care who's getting dick down, by whom, and when. That's what I think actually speaks to me.
And were chickens killed in the process. I think that I was oddly invested in that stupid like a brisket to the restaurant storyline. I don't know why.
I just wanted to eat good barbecue, and I hope the patrons of that restaurant were getting their brisket. But like you said before we hit record, how Steven Jr. is a terrible actor, and that's what's really been getting to me. You can tell the scenes that are like he's reading off of the script that the producers told him, and that's where
it's like high school improv. It's like when he comes
it's
in
community theater.
Like, it's so bad. I remember one time in summer camp, I went to a summer camp for the arts. And,
which one?
It was called Long Lake Camp for the Arts.
Shout out
the Adirondacks. Shout out Long Lake Camp Long Lake in the Adirondacks. I remember that, like, you know, all day long you had different like periods, right? And like you could take, you know, you could do woodworking or this or that. There's all these things you could do. And one thing you could do is improv. And I did. That was my only improv experience in life, is taking improv.
At Camp Long Legs.
At Long Lake Camp when I was in 8th grade. And I remember then every Friday there would be a performance. And so it'd be like a showcase of what all the performing arts sort of people were doing. And so there'd be like, you do like an improv thing. And I remember one week, I wasn't at this point. I don't know why I wasn't part of this, but they decided, hey guys, let's do like serious improv where we're going to improv, but not to try to be funny, but we want to act out a serious scene, but all improv. And I just remember.
What setup did they give you for children?
I just remember it was these two guys, and they were just talking and they were improving their way through a scene. I just remember them being like, you don't understand, man. It really hurt what you did. It really hurt. And they were like talking nonsense, but with all these sort of like, it was like the equivalent of if you told ChatGPT to write a very serious scene between two characters. And like that always stood with me. That's that ridiculous scene up there on stage.
You really hurt me, man.
Like, you hurt me, man. You didn't even know. You didn't, like the escalating voices. And so when I see Steven Jr. fighting, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like him being like, we got to hurry up. You don't even know, man. You really hurt me, man. It's like, oh man, this guy. It's too tough. I understand that he is so hot that they think that he can carry a show. I understand that he wears cutout tank tops where we can see his nipples. And listen, I'm here for that. But my theater camp story, unfortunately, is not as devastating as yours. But my first role at Camp Sabra, a Jewish summer camp at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Shout out. Wow. They made up a role in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I was not Woodstock the Yellow Bird. No, I was Woodstock's friend. Is he in the script? No, he is not. Oh, I've had many original roles that one line added in, so that way I could be a participant.
Originated by Ben Mandlicker.
I have some roles that I have originated in, like Give My Regards to Broadway 6th grade. I killed it. I've told the story. I played like a newsie, and I had one line and I forgot it. I forgot it on stage.
But look at you now, Ben. Look at you now.
I've told the story. I will tell it again. There was like a scene where there's a character named Harrigan who like walks in, and like we're all kind of newsies, and we're all supposed to be like, "Hey, Harrigan, what are you doing there, Harrigan? Like, what's like? Well, what, you want to play some craps, Harrigan? Something like that." We're all sort of like speaking in that way. And my line was, "We were looking for you, Harrigan." So when it comes to with all the patter, I'm like, "Hey, we were looking for you, Harrigan." That's all I had to say is, "We were looking for you, Harrigan." And it was a 2-night engagement, Thursday, Friday. Thursday night, nailed it. I was like, we were looking for you, Harrigan. I mean, it was a star-making role.
Yeah.
Next night, I was like, ugh. Last night was it was so easy. I don't even have to be nervous anymore. So we get up there on stage, and I just zone out. I'm not paying attention. And then you feel that silence, and like, oh, it's my time to speak. And in my mind, I wanted to say, "Where were you, Harrigan?" But I knew that wasn't the line, because the line was, "We were looking for you." So I wanted to say, where were you? But then I was like, that's not the line. And then I froze, and I was like, no, I can't even remember what the line was. And I stood there and I froze, and there was a piano on stage right next to me. And I lurched over onto the piano. I slammed my hands down on the piano, and I literally go, "Harrigan, do something." I literally said that.
Okay, telenovela queen. The only wrong choice is a small choice. Listen, when in doubt, bang the closest set piece and scream the first phrase that comes to mind. Wait, what age were you?
Oh, I think I was 12, 11 or 12.
Oh,
and I remember I remember I was like so embarrassed, and the director was like, "Oh, it was fine, Ben, don't worry." But then like afterwards, we all watched like the VHS copy of it because someone like filmed it. And you really see me up there on stage, lurching over onto piano, screaming, "Do something!" I mean, like and you just have all this like fast patter, like, "Hey, Harry, we're looking for you. Let's do something." All right,
no, it was fast patter, devastating silence. Boom,
and then
crash.
Some young gay boy making a splash. So anyway, the point is that we all make choices in life, and one of those choices is watching the McBee Dynasty. I don't think it's a very good show. I think it's it's a little bit better. I thought the first episode of the season was better than I was expecting. The second episode I thought was so bad. I was like, I don't know if I can ever watch this again, because it really felt like it really did not feel like a Bravo show at all. All the music cues were off. It was just like everything was very fast. It's all like narrated. It just felt like some shitty A&E show or something like. I was like, please get this off of. This is not Bravo brand. But then actually last night's show was a little bit better. I thought it like sort of came back to life a little bit. Like
we're starting to see the people who are naturals at like, you can tell when the drama is not made up. So like when like actually curious about your opinion. Kala. Good TV, bad TV. How do you feel?
I spent a little bit more time thinking about Kala than I'd like to admit today. And I don't know if she's good TV. There's part of me that's like, you know what? Kala kind of sucks. I don't know. Like, it seems like she's getting the raw end. Like, because again, I don't have the context of last season, but it seems like she's getting dicked around by this guy. But she's also kind of like whiny and annoying. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to co-sign Kala. Given that I'm probably not going to co-sign many people, what do you think?
I don't know. It's just the sister dying sort of like gave me some empathy towards her. And I think that when we look at Kala on her own, we think she's a nay. We think she's a chop. But when we compare her to the other girlfriends who have
that's true,
glass eye, doughy eye, deer in headlights, like no personality, I'm like, at least Kala is like kind of a bitch. Give me something to hold on to. Like Casey and Cole kill me.
Literally. Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is not the Hamilton sisters we've got going on here. This is just they're all giving Aunt Peggy. They're all Aunt Peggy. Yeah, they're not great. Well, let's dive into it. Let's dive into this recap as best as we can. It's season 2, episode 3. This episode is actually called The Great Chicken Massacre, which I guess that's appropriate. It wasn't as massacre-y as I thought it should have been, given that name. Like, I would have liked, if you're going to name an episode The Great Chicken Massacre, I want to see lots of dead chickens, guts, and I want to see people like entering a chicken coop, falling to their knees, blood on their hands, screaming to the ceiling.
Yeah,
right?
Instead of like a really anticlimactic FaceTime. Is the baby there? How many babies? 9. Oh, there's supposed to be 12. Okay, where is the massacre?
Yeah, only 3 chickens died, and I feel like you have to kill more chickens to create more emotion. I'm sorry to the animal lovers out there,
right?
But given that chickens are like killed on the regular for consumption, losing 3 just did not like hit me with the same.
Killing
like if
3
you kill
chickens, a massacre does not make.
No, I think like if you kill 1 dog, it's like awful. And I'm saying that as someone who's not even a dog person. Like, that's terrible. But it takes probably about 120 chickens to reach the empathy levels of 1 dead dog.
I think that's the emotional burden of the chicken death affecting our psyches. 120. 1 dog. How many cats?
Well, for me, it's like half a cat.
Yeah, a scratch on a cat.
Much.
Yeah.
No, scratch a cat. I'm like, how dare they?
I'm a dog person, but I do love a kitty cat as well. But also,
no, but I think honestly, 1 dog, 1 cat, like equal levels of dismay. But I think for chickens, you just have to kill many more chickens to get the same level of dismay. And I feel terrible saying that. And I know that there are animal lovers, and I will probably get some messages being like, how could you say that? Chickens are animals and they're beautiful birds. People are going to say they're actually a lot smarter than you think. They're going to do all that stuff. I love
when the show takes place at a literal farm where they are serving up the meat of these animals, I think we're allowed to say that we can talk about chicken death with a little less sensitivity to any of the angry listeners.
Yeah, like I'm so sorry that there were 3 chickens that died that belonged to a man who kills cows every single day.
Right.
So,
and maybe Galena maybe was a part of 3 chickens dying, but do we have a single shred of evidence? Or the car that she maybe created? Or the frying pan that she maybe... I'm like, these producers are banging shit, stealing chickens. They are doing all that they can to create a single plotline for this show.
They're doing a lot of great prop work. So we open with Kala lying in bed, and her friend Madison calls because Kala moved down to Dallas because she's like, I've had it, Steven. I've had it. Because I think she found out that Steven told everyone in the family that Kala hates them, and then she sort of like, he kind of like really embarrassed her and like really soured relationships. So I think that's why she left and went back down to Dallas, if I remember correctly. I shockingly have already forgotten because it was not riveting enough for me to stay in my brain for
but
more
see,
than 3
that's
days.
the only part of the Steven Kala thing that gets to me, which is that Steven told all of his siblings and their girlfriends to not reach out to her when her sister died. I'm like, that's
so shitty.
Fucked up. That is so like, that's a man like kicking a girl when she's down. And these men, terrible.
That is, I mean, look, if someone gets mad at us about our lack of empathy about chicken murder, but then they don't come down on this man right now, like, you better know your priorities, because this person, that is really fucked up. That is fucked up. And also what's fucked up is that this entire family obeyed. That they didn't say, no, I'm going to reach out because she's a human and I know her. They were like, well, Steven said so. So, you know.
Yeah, and Steven says that she called us hillbilly fucks, so we're now not going to text her when her sister died. That is not, it's not like one dog to one chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Math isn't mathing.
Yeah.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So she's mad. So she decided to move all the way back to Dallas for 2 days. So she moved to Dallas. She's like, I am done with Steven. I absolutely am done with him. But I also want him to co-sign on my apartment. Girl, what? Why do you like this? That's not how you break up with someone.
It's the way you break up with someone when the sex is that good. Do you think they're having? Do you think that's why?
100%.
That's what's keeping them together.
She's like, that's how you break up with someone, when you want someone to call and beg you to come back.
Yeah, you know? And I think they stare at themselves in the mirror when they have sex. That's the kind of people they are, I think.
I think definitely. And I think they probably have a lot of shower sex, which is why she went into the shower as soon as she came back. So she has this whole thing where she drags out all of her girlfriends. She's like, I am done with him. And then they get drunk at a bar in Dallas, and there are the girls at the bar going, woo, and blasting.
Bye, Steven. Bye, Steven.
Bye. Oh my God. Shots for Kala. They even have a sign that says, bye, Steven, which, you know, of course, is a memory. It both harkens back to Southern hospitality, the Southern hospitality signs, but it also reminds me of the time when Brittany went to a club for her bachelorette party, and they brought out a sign that said "Dump Jacks" or something, and then she lost her mind. Right.
Well, I also love the throwback to a woman doing the splits on a Bravo television program, because
she did the splits not once, not twice, but 3 times
on her little phone recap with her friend, which I do appreciate her Dallas friends. I kind of thought that the little peek we got of them was more interesting than fucking Casey and Allie.
Casey.
No, not Casey. I stuttered. Casey.
Oh. I was like, damn, Casey, fellow podcaster, catching a stray.
She's not as boring as Casey. No, I love Casey. It's Casey and Allie, who are just such terrible listen, I don't think they signed up for it. I don't want to go on too hard on them because they did not sign up for this show. But they're at least Kala's friends are doing the splits in a bar. Give us something.
Yeah, they didn't have to sign up for the show, but they could have also signed up for some personality, and that's not hard to do. So instead, what we get is we go back over to Missouri, to Gallatin, Missouri, Was that in your? Did you grow up in Gallatin, by the way? Please say yes.
I wish I could. I could lie to you and say I did. I'm actually from the other city. Whenever they say the city, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And I found out it was Kansas City. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm like really from the metropolitan center of Missouri. Yeah. But Gallatin is like, I mean, I did not know about it until this show.
I mean, last time I checked, there was no arch in Gallatin. So,
and don't get it twisted. Yeah, Gallatin has like, I'm sure, farms and then people fucking animals. Like, I think that's as much excitement as goes down in Gallatin.
I'm sure it's actually very lovely, but it's no St. Louis, that's for sure. So Casey, speaking of which, here's something exciting happening in Gallatin. Cole and Casey are at the not the drive-through. They're like stopped to like at like the gas station or whatever, and Cole's gonna get some snacks. And Casey, she's pregnant, so she wants all these things. She wants like peanut M&Ms, and she says, I want some peanut M&Ms, body armor, popcorn chicken, and honey mustard I like, maybe chips, baked or kettle cooked, or can you get me one of those pickles? That's it. So that's fine. You know, it's a funny pregnancy thing. Body armor, where did the body armor fit into that list?
I was confused too about the body armor. In fact, is
that a snack?
Well, I think it is a drink, but it's like a sports drink with a terrible name. Because when you think of body armor, what does your brain go to?
I think of like a bulletproof vest.
Right. Isn't there I think of like Axe body spray. That's where I go.
Oh, yeah. Or that's
I think
at first when it said body armor, I thought it might have been like a deodorant or something like that.
Yeah, give me some of that body armor.
Hammer and Axe body spray, so body armor together.
It's a fruit punch coconut water hydration with potassium and vitamins and electrolytes.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that she ordered it. It says everything about her. So, yeah, so he's getting her food. And then we go over to the McBee Farm and Cattle Company. And so Stephen McBee is at his desk and trying to reach Galena. So Galena's gone missing because she is spiraling because her best friend Masha has basically taken over her role as lover to Stephen McBee Sr. and Galena's not having it, any part of it. So she's now gone AWOL and no one knows where this woman is. I mean, in my mind, it's like you fire her. Like she's fired right away. Right. Like you are I don't know what her role is, CFO, CF something.
Yeah, the chief financial officer.
Yes. So she should be fired. And because here's the thing, if they're concerned that she is gonna like out all the skeletons, she's gonna do that no matter what. She already starts to do it this episode. Mm-hmm. So just get ahead of it and fire her, because why should you pay for someone to make your life hell, right?
Oh yeah. I think that the way that Steve Sr. is running this business and then having romantic triangles with the women that are running the actual company, I think possibly is one of the dumbest men on Bravo, which is saying a lot.
Yeah, and we don't even get to see him. So he is apparently in Cozumel at the moment with Masha on vacation, and Galena is like, she's triggered. She can't deal with it. She had to go. She's disappeared. We don't know what hell she's causing, but we know she's up to no good. Whenever she goes away, it's like in those movies where someone's like a werewolf and they like disappear and they come back and their like shirt is tattered and they've just killed someone, right? I'm assuming that's what happens. I don't know if I've actually seen too many werewolf movies.
I haven't either, but I'm going to co-sign that. I also think it's funny that Steve took Masha on vacation and somehow Galena found out and he has no idea how I just love thinking of Galena as like a Russian operative who is somehow underneath every single bad thing that's going on at this company.
Well, you have to imagine that Masha probably sent a photo to Galena. It was like, oops, sorry, wrong number. Didn't mean for you to see that. Oopsies. You know, they have some strange
that was for my sister Galona. Yeah, no, Masha is. I'm confused about what is happening organically. I'm not surprised that Steve Sr. is fucking another Russian blonde. That I'm not surprised about. I am curious about if Masha and Galena were actually best friends. That's my question.
That is a really great question. So Steven is like, he's walking around the office and he's pissed. And we know he's pissed because he's like, I can't get a hold of her. I am pissed. I am pissed. Look at me. I'm angry. The producer said I should be angry, so I'm going to be angry right now. So he's huffing and puffing. And I love Kara in the office. She's the administrative assistant. I don't know if she's had a role in season 1, but Kara pretty much sits at this little desk. and has like very big reactions. She has a sort of reaction of like an extra who's doing too much in the background of a scene, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like in all the scenes, like when Aviva's leg was thrown and then you cut to like the gay guy sipping of a gin and tonic.
Yes.
That's
like,
a little
like
bit
a
of,
big mouth.
yeah, she's the less fun version of that for this show.
Yes. So he's like, Kara, have you seen Galena? She's like, I have not seen her. Okay, well, I have to go down to the city and not the other city with the arch. You know that, not that one with all that's all those gays there with the mustaches. No, we're going to Kansas City.
Drag
He
me.
really called you out. I was like, really, I couldn't believe he said that.
I couldn't either, but you know what? If he wants to see my mustache in person, I would unfortunately let him take a close look. And I'm not proud of that, Ben. But toxic man from Missouri, I've been known to fantasize about from age 13 to now.
This show must be really doing something for you. I mean, this is a real hotbed of toxic men from Missouri.
I know. It's not surprising that I am into men who cannot communicate and shut down whenever you want to have any sort of emotional conversation with them.
I would never say that about Steven Jr. So he he seems very emotionally mature and very communicative at all times.
Right. He's not a 8-year-old child in the body of like a gorgeous weightlifter.
Yes, precisely. So he's saying that he's like, I've always defended Galena because her work ethic and what she's done for the company. But now at this point, there is no work ethic. She's just gone. So then we just hear like a singer being like, take my head, take control, take my body, take my soul, which I'm not sure why that was the song for the moment, but sure, why not? And Steven goes to Bryant's barbecue over in Kansas City, and he has a meeting there with the guys there. And basically, it's like a potential new client for their meet. And so, so he's like, well, it seems like every celebrity that's come to Kansas City, they stop here at this place. I mean, this place has transcended Kansas City. I mean, I know there have been some presidents that have eaten here, and then the owner is like, and Ted Lasso's favorite barbecue sauce is from here too. Like, sure.
Can you explain that to me? What does that mean? This Ted Lasso's character drinks on the show their barbecue sauce?
Well, I guess Ted Lasso's favorite barbecue. I guess I'm sure there was I didn't watch Ted Lasso.
I didn't either. Is Ted Lasso? I thought Ted Lasso was a character.
Correct. Ted Lasso is not a real person, but this guy is like, yes, we've had presidents who've come here, but more importantly, a fictional character on Apple TV Plus really enjoys our barbecue
Once
sauce.
Enjoyed. My other favorite thing is that they cut to the biggest celebrities and presidents, which Barack Obama shout out, but then Donald Glover.
Well, that was also funny that like it's like Obama was there, but more importantly, Ted Lasso likes our barbecue sauce.
And by that I mean Danny Glover. Isn't that who it is? It's
I only remember seeing it's
Danny. They show a picture of Barack Obama and then Danny Glover, who he is a great actor, Lethal Weapon, we love, but it's just very funny to me that they could have given us a full range of the celebrities, and we hear about Ted Lasso, and then we see Danny Glover,
and then Obama. Like it's something like I just feel like if I were Andy and I was on national TV and I got to brag about the celebrities that came to my restaurant, I just don't know if Ted Lasso. I know people love Ted Lasso to honestly an annoying degree. Like it's kind of the bane of my existence. I just think that I don't know. But I guess he knew. He's like the moment he brags to Steven Jr. Obama came in here. Steven Jr. is like, well, it was nice meeting you. I'm gonna hand up the road.
I know. I don't think we need to ask who these people are voting for.
He's like, well, anyway, I don't know if our meat is a good match for you guys.
I want that version of the show where we got to have maybe one of the girlfriends voted Democrat, and then they actually have to talk about that. That would be a fun version of family drama.
Yeah, turns out Casey was like, well, actually, I think that Bernie Sanders has some interesting things.
Yeah. Casey's a Bernie bro, I think.
She has an Elizabeth Warren t-shirt that she puts. Hey guys, what's going on today?
I'm actually really anti-ICE, and all the other brothers are like,
Like, what?
How dare you?
So anyway, these people, so the restaurant puts in, they're thinking about like working with the McBees, and so they want to put in a big order, and they really care about timing because they have to start smoking their meat, at a certain time in the day.
And of course, they need to set up the plot line that, do you see it being an issue? No, I don't see it being an issue. We run a very large operation. We run about 2,000 head calf pairs, all Angus. He's telling them why their business is always incredibly dependable. So, of course, this business deal will only be smooth, right?
It will be the smoothest. Honestly, I was sort of like watching the scene, and I was like, why is this scene going on so long about making a deal for beef? And I wasn't even thinking, you were smart, because I wasn't even thinking they were setting anything up. I thought it was just like, this is what we do as meat people. I didn't even realize that I was being set up.
I only realized it when they started to go so specific about their delivery windows. And I was like, I understand the show is bad, but there needs to be some sort of purpose for me learning about the delivery window of this random barbecue restaurant in Kansas City, Missouri. And then Steven Jr. goes, I'd rather over communicate than go dark and do anything to mess your guys' business function. And so it's like, okay, I understand that the business function is incredibly important, apparently, for this goddamn show. I don't care about brisket delivery windows.
I feel like there's a world where I would care, but it's not going to be on this show. Like, I think I would need the show to be specifically about that. It would have to be called like brisket delivery windows. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm interested to see how that show works.
Right.
And it's like really specifically about that. But if I'm tuning in to see like messiness, and then I'm like sitting and having to endure a conversation about brisket delivery windows, it's not a fit for me.
Well, I think the problem that we're really sort of broaching over and over is that Steven Jr. is not the right person to be at the center of this. Because if like Galena was a part of being doing all the logistics, because she's always very dependable, but then because of her heart being broken, she starts to lose her mind and then actually starts fucking up. Sure. But it kind of seems like Steven always sucks at his job. They're always like, he never comes to the farm. He never comes to the field to help with the fire. And then he's there. It's like, well, duh, he sucks.
He does suck. He really does suck. Honestly, I know he has like a great body and everything. I don't enjoy his like sleeveless tees that he does. I don't like the way that he cuts them. He can't even do that right. I know he's showing nip.
Like looking at them. I'm sorry.
No. I enjoy looking at the muscles, but he's showing nip. I feel like there's like a better way to do it. I don't know.
True. You know what? It's for me. It's like taking care of the young version of me in Missouri who felt insecure about being like either gay or like different. And I'm like, you know what? At least he's like a slut with no taste. At least that's how he's showing his difference. His true colors are having terrible taste, but at least wanting to show off his pointy nipples.
His nipples and his like very, very wide lats that like kind of poke out like really like.
Can I say something really specific too? They show something. They do a clip of him over his shoulder, and I saw a little bit of hair on his shoulder, and I was like, I feel seen.
It's a dream.
I feel seen. Yeah.
Your brisket delivery window was met at that moment.
I'll say all 4,000 pounds that they're trying to get every single week.
That's a lot. That's crazy. There's a lot of brisket.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then we hear another transitional song, and we hear, hey, mama, will you be my lover? I need you in my life. I took my time, went round and round, but I really need to get this right. Sure. I think that was an ode to the brisket, by the way. Really need to get this brisket delivery right.
Yeah, and I think it's giving like if Selling Sunset was doing the dumbest country songs you've ever heard.
Selling Gallatin.
Yeah.
So Cole is sitting at a computer, and he's trying to design a flyer for a gender reveal, which I'm like very opposed to gender reveals. I think they're absolutely annoying. I think they're unnecessary, and they're just an excuse for people to like book your time and energy and like light things on fire. I just don't want to see them at all. And so, of course, Cole is going to be doing a gender reveal. That's like the least surprising news of all to come out of this. Right?
And what's even less surprising is that they're involving a helicopter. It's like I think gender reveals are usually quite annoying, but I think if they're within the bounds of a kitchen, if you're slicing into a cake on an island, God bless. Live your truth. I love any excuse to have dessert. However, when we start to see pyrotechnics, military aircrafts, I think we've lost the plot. Anything
that involves smoke, because the truth is I don't know if I inherently care that much about the gender reveal, and maybe that's just me because I'm just like ice cold on the inside. I don't really care. Like, just tell me. I'm not like waiting in suspense to find out. Like, it's exciting for you, not for me. Really, like, just let me know what I should be getting off the registry and we're done.
But even then, like, my woke moment is that I'm like, okay, so if you find out the baby is a boy or a girl, like, how much do you have to change your preparation? I hate when it's like they're all talking about when they do the gender reveal later, when they finally find out what the gender is. And it's all of a sudden like, you gotta protect her. Make sure it's like always like if it's a girl, she's a dainty, weak little thing. And if it's a boy, now he's going to take over the world. It's like, that's my Missouri trauma coming out where it's like, you do understand that we live in a world where a girl is not all of a sudden destined to be a weak person
must
needing
be protected
a
at all costs. Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Who's going to protect her dumb fucking dad and uncle?
Yeah, definitely not them. And when Cole was like, well, now that I found out that she's a girl, I'm gonna have to start learning about like girl stuff now because like I gotta know. I'm like, I love that. Like, otherwise, if it hadn't been a girl, you would not have even cared about learning anything about women. You're like, well, now I've got to pay attention to women now.
Well, you hear the way that their mom talks about how they deal with women. That's a little scary. Yeah. She says, like, in the last episode too, I think she's like a couple times, she's like, the way that they treat women, the way they talk about women. I'm like, the dad, Steve Sr., I think is a villain.
He is a villain, but also like mom, like you are still like their mom, like you are still like an authority figure in their life. Can you at least try to like get them, like, you see where they're going astray? Could you at least try to get in there and try to be like, hey, I'm the mother here. I don't care what your dad says. I'm your mother. You stay in this fucking party right now. Like, come on, mom. Like,
did you just quote Toni Collette in Hereditary? I'm your mother.
I was too scared to see that movie, but I'll just say yes.
I didn't see it either. I just saw the meme on Twitter.
I'm a scaredy cat. I cannot see horror movies. I watched Sinners over the weekend. That's about as scary as I can get. I love
Sinners.
Scary. It was really good.
My husband Matt is like a horror scary Mary, and I do not go with him. But Sinners, I heard, was good enough that I should, and I'm very glad I did.
I really enjoyed Sinners quite a bit. So you heard it here last, everyone. Sinners is a good movie.
Yeah. If you haven't heard about it, Sinners is out of theaters, but you should catch it streaming.
Cole is designing a flyer with Tessa. Tessa's looking over. They're like using like print shop from like 1987 to make this flyer. And she's like, "So are you gonna put any critters?" You're going to put little critters on there, baby bottles or something like that. I mean, look, I'm Tessa, but even I know this thing needs a little bit of something to it. Okay, go fix that up.
Did you click on the right clicky
thing? I ain't done this in 6th or 7th grade. Like, you were doing gender reveal posters in 6th grade? Wow.
My favorite is when she's like, we need a crash course on this. Because what is Windows 50 now by this time? And he goes, no, it's like Google. She goes, wait, we're on Google? Oh, good night. As if Google has like been invented a year ago.
Oh, we're doing that new high-tech Google now. And they're saying this, by the way, we can see they're on an iMac. Like, it's just Windows 50. Windows 50. It's on Google's now and that artificial intelligence. Oh, artificial intelligence. That's what we called you for growing up.
What is OpenAI? How'd you know about that but not Google Docs?
Is this that C++ again?
Prism? Huh? She has her references of her technology. This poor, I mean, listen, it's not to shit on Gallatin, Missouri, but I'm thrilled that at least Cole is even taking the reins on designing a flyer. And hey, can we give props to Tessa for doing, is it a McBee or McShe? I think that's smart copywriting.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I have to say, though, they lose marks because it's like, can you guys just open up a Canva account? Because this was just a sad flyer. I don't know how you're going to motivate anyone. I hope your flyers for your show look better than this, because you're not going to motivate anyone to come to an event with this sort of bad basic font, bad kerning, bad spacing, bad clip art. I want better.
Terrible. And then they tape it on just like the bathroom door and then next to like the wrenches and shit. First of all, Canva, I am a forever I'll forever bow down to Canva. That is my girl. But my other favorite part from this scene is where he calls Casey and then he goes, "What time do you want it to be at?" And she goes, "Sunset." And he goes, "That's not the time that I was thinking." And then he goes, "Okay, 6 p.m. at the Red Barn
Pavilion.
And then, of course, can you spell pavilion?
It's a fair question. And
yeah, and he spelled it wrong.
Yes. And Tess like, yeah, he got it right in there. Pavilion, got it right there. He got the Z and everything. So okay, should be good. So yeah, they come up with McHe or McShe, and she's like, "You did good, Kohler Bean." Is that, I guess, her nickname from Kohler Bean?
And I wonder what the etymology of Kohler Bean is. Kohler Bean.
Well, you got to squeeze the bean to get your Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola comes from beans. That's what I heard.
You got to soak those Coca-Cola beans for a whole day before you can get your soda out of them.
I've been telling Steven I want us to grow our own Coca-Cola. We got a whole bean farm in the back, and I think we could do a diet and a zero.
He says he wants corn. He says he wants beef. I'm telling you, cola is the way to go. Okay,
and if we're really feeling excited, we could do a Mr. Pibb. I love a Mr. Pibb.
You could do all sorts of interesting crossbreeds. They got some cherry Coca-Cola beans too now, and that's the flavor of cola with cherries, as you know. It's all there in the name. I mean, I don't know why we're not doing this.
I knew that because I went to an AMC theater once, but that was in the big city of Kansas City, Missouri.
I have to tell you that Nicole Kidman, she is much taller than I ever thought. Took up the entire screen.
We come to this place for cola.
That's what I learned. And so I took some cola beans back from that theater and I planted them everywhere. It's like, Tessa, that's just popcorn. No, those are cola beans.
I think we should do a popcorn field. And you know what? I got some of those Mike and Ike's. Can we grow Mike and Ike's too?
Here's what I was thinking. Okay, follow me. We take some cola beans and we take some popcorn beans. We'll put them in the feed and we're going to see which one pops up. And when we can set up a flyer and say, is it a McHe or a McShe? And the she will be the popcorn, the he will be the cola. So that way we can reuse those flyers. You see what I'm saying here? You got to think big sometimes.
And then maybe I can figure out on Google Word that we can put Nicole Kidman on the poster too.
I've already called her people, and they say that she's very interested. She never turns down a job.
The only thing is she needs to wear a wig, and I've got plenty of those. This is not my natural hair, Kohler Bean.
Kayla said that she would make Nicole a prosthetic nose, just that way she could be an Oscar contention.
It's going to be the others too. No, the hours too.
It's going to be a hybrid of the hours and the others, okay? And it's going to be a very powerful film, and it's going to start our cola beans. Okay, I think we got the future for this farm all settled out.
I do like the dead mom Tessa, because she's the only person who can take a script and really deliver it. Because you can tell for every recap, this is what happened last week on the farm. Like she at least is giving us she's hitting certain consonants, operative words. She at least can give us a really direct emotional plea with the lines that the producers are giving her.
Yeah, she's really the star here. So basically, Kala is in the throes of independence. She has decided this family is absolutely toxic to me. I don't need to be here. I need to be with my girls in Dallas. We're going to do splits. We're going to listen to Carrie Underwood. We're going to be like, that's my jam every time music comes on. And we do not need for me to be going back up to Missouri. Cut to her. She has now returned to Missouri 2 days later in Stephen Jr.'s house. And she is here ostensibly because I think she's trying to get money for her apartment. Is that the excuse that she's using?
I guess, because like, what is that whole flashback where she tells Casey and Allie that sometimes Steven will give her $10,000 or $20,000 out of the blue?
Yeah. Like or it was like a monthly allowance or something like that. So I think she's like, I have a lifestyle that I've been maintaining and I'm up here to maintain it. They also show this flashback about 5 times this episode of him. They had this whole fight last episode and it's him in the car going, "You are the most pessimistic person to ever speak about my family."
Which was like really tough to watch because that was seconds after she said that she felt really alone when her sister died and then no one reached out to her. And then he's like, "Well, you hate my family." And it's like, that has nothing to do with what she is saying. I think ultimately, that's how you can see the relationship failing over and over again, is that he has no way to deal with an adult over the age of 13.
That's correct. And when he says you are the most pessimistic person to ever speak about my family, honey, you are on Bravo now. There's going to be a lot of us talking about your family.
Yeah,
so buckle up. So she's coming in and like he's already like moved like some decor around. And, so there's that. She's like, wow, it's all different now. And he's like, whatever counts as decor in that house. And then Steve... It's like, oh, you moved the Marshalls poster, the wood block that says hello in 5 different languages. You moved it to a different room.
Well, where'd the frog statue go?
So he's talking about how they're very volatile. They're very volatile. Hey, Tessa, can you tell me about volatile? Did I spell that correctly?
I'll try to pull up my Microsoft Windows 40. See if
I'm gonna pull up my Google Excel. So they're talking about apartments, and she's saying that she's been looking at apartments, and she basically she wants the money for it. She basically wants him to pay for it, and she's saying like, you know what? I've uprooted my life for Steven twice. I moved from Dallas to Gallatin, and then back to Dallas, and then back to Gallatin. I'm like, some of that's on you, lady. Sorry.
Well, then Steven talks about how they've broken up like how many times? 15, 16 times.
He says they've broken up 15 times, literally.
In what world? How many breakups do you think is excusable for a relationship? Like, I think
2.
2 is the maximum as a grown-ass adult.
I think 2. I think you can have 1 where you're like, oh, this was a mistake. Second time, that's it. That's
my first boyfriend. I was like my first love. We broke up once. I was in single for like a month. I started to be like, oh my God, I'm like happy being single. And then we got coffee and he asked me to get back together. And then I said yes because I didn't want to be single. Deep down, I just like was afraid of never finding anybody else. And then the second we got back together, I knew it was the wrong choice. And then we broke up officially like 4 months after that. I think your first love when you're 21, break up twice. Absolutely. But 15 or 16 times. How old is Steven? I mean, he's not a child.
I don't know. I imagine he's like 33 or something like that, 35. I also think now this could be this may be fucked up thinking, but it's just where my brain went. I have to be honest about what I think about when I watch these shows. If you can't how am I supposed to trust you to run a company if you can't even run your relationship, right?
Oh, no. That's exactly what the matriarch of the family says, whatever her name is, because she was saying that that's...
I'm going to call her Roxanne. Totally find out what her name is. She sort of has some Roxanne energy to her, And
I think she could also be like Roxy Hart we're going to see her next in Chicago on Broadway. But I think when Roxanne's like talking about how her business has done so well, I think it's in the second episode.
Yes.
And then how now the farm is completely falling apart because the guy at the head of it has a chaotic personal life. It's the same thing with Steven Jr.
Yeah, now I know there are, of course, stories of like people who are rock star CEOs who are, or like really successful people, and they're amazing with their jobs and their personal life is in shambles. That's fine. I mean, it sucks for their personal life, but like that's not what's happening here. This is not like someone who is really good with business and then has like a trail of destruction in their wake on the personal side. This is someone who is actually sucks at
Bad at all
and sort of sucks at business too. This is a Kendall from Succession situation going on here.
Right. And by the way, I looked up his age and he is 32 years old. So
very close.
I don't know if the jawline is all natural, which is adding some years to the face, but it's not for me to decide.
It's an aging jawline. Yeah. So Kala announces that she's going to go to the gender reveal, which is, I think, weird. If you were broken up, then I don't think you could. If you're broken up and you're on weird terms with that family anyway, why are you going to the gender reveal? I'm sort of getting vibes like she just really wants to be on TV.
Baby, because cameras are up. Cameras are up. And that's why that's why I'm curious about when they brought the cameras to Dallas to see her go out with her girlfriends. My flash into the future was that this was going to become her show. And I don't think it is actually, but my fear was that they decided to put their eggs in her basket and create the show around her. But I think ultimately, if they break up for good, is she still going to be on the show? That's what I'm curious about.
No, but she's always going to follow those cameras. I mean, they met on Joe Millionaire, apparently.
Right.
So
did you watch that?
I did not. I watched the original one back, 25 years ago, which is crazy to say. But I did not watch that. I don't think I even realized Joe Millionaire was back. Was that on Fox again?
Sounds like it would have been. I had no idea. Yeah. When they said that he was from Joe Millionaire, I was like, oh, well, I guess smart to like give someone that was a good television figure another show. And then I watched him and I said, oh, no, they did it for the nipples and nothing else.
Yeah, did it for the nipples. Oh, by the way, I also feel bad for Kala's Dallas friends because Kala is so that person who's like, I broke up with my boyfriend. I'm single now. We were going to party. And you're like, oh my God, finally my friend is back. We can party. And then 2 days later, back with a boyfriend, never see her again. And we all have those friends who do that to us. They like feed us these lies that they finally have broken the cycle of the codependency that they were in their relationship. And now you can finally like socialize with them. You can go to dinner with them. You can go out with them. The things that you loved about your friend originally that made you friends with them, that was taken away from you by some guy. You're like, finally. And then of course, like as soon as the man comes calling, she's gone. I can't. I've actually cut out all my friends like that who are like that in my life.
I have too. Because it really it goes from they're just destroying their lives to then they're completely disregarding any of the hours of advice you had given them. It's like, what if I'm going to give you all this gorgeous advice over Ben and Jerry's, and then we're going to then agree to go back to our friendship and you dating actually good people, only for you to go back to them.
And God forbid you're a gay in her life, because our lot in life as gays is to be abandoned by straight people when they get married and get into relationships. That's right. True. So God forbid that you as a gay, you hitched your ride onto her, because she's probably left you in the dust so many times over and over again.
Yeah, I wonder if she has any gay friends.
She probably has like a hairstylist or something, in
Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Or a friend who's like a cheer coach. So
fingers crossed.
Let's be honest. Nights at the roundup. So she's gonna go to the gender reveal, and Steven assures her that no one's gonna be acting weird to her, which is a lie. Everyone's gonna be weird to her because they always are, and she's also gonna be weird to them in return. I'm gonna tell you that, spoiler alert. So now we go to Jesse and Allie. I think Jesse is the hotter McBee, personally.
I do too. The only obnoxious thing I can say about this man's body is that I really have a thing for body hair, which is something that I, talk about too much. And at one point, he took off his shirt and it was giving very bare, and that was a little disappointing. I think his hair is stunning. I think the face
bare, B-A-R-E in this case.
Sorry, B-A-R-E is correct. It was giving yeah, you're right. As a gay man, I can't believe I Can't believe
Jergens.
I walked right into that.
Jergens.
It was giving Jergens. It was giving Nair. It was giving. Actually, it might be naturally smooth. Which, like, I can't knock a man for not being given hair by the Lord, but he is beautiful. He is beautiful.
And he seems to have a better personality. So he's down in the city because Jesse and Allie have a city house because she is a city girl at heart. She likes to get her nails done. She likes to go to a spa. She's a city girl.
You know those big city girls that like to go to a restaurant? I think in comparison to Gallatin, a city girl is just being around more than 12 people.
She's like, I like to take my clothes to dry cleaners.
I like to have electricity, running water.
Like, I'm a city girl. You know, I see Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm like, and just like that. Oh my goodness, it's more like, and just like Allie. Am I right? I'm such a city girl.
Instead of Fifth Avenue, I get to go to Main Street and walk into a single grocery store. I'm a city girl.
So he's making breakfast. And then because he's down in the city, because she's been saying like, hey, you're spending so much time up at the farm. You need to come down to the big city so we can have city times, because she loves the city. She's a city girl. And so now he's spending time in the city house. And then Stephen Jr. calls. And he's like, well, guess what? Heading over to the meat facility to figure out the Arthur Bryant deal that we're supposed to deliver on. And I'm rushing up to the meat facility now. Can you help me out? Because I've got to get this deal done because I'm already running late because Galena's gone dark. Galena's gone dark. Oh my God, Galena's gone dark. And I can't even get a hold of her. And she's supposed to tell me when the meat was supposed to be delivered. To me, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like you spent too much time fucking Kylo last night in the shower instead of looking at your schedule and seeing there was a meat delivery and knowing that Galena has already been gone. You should have been on top of that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to blame this one on Galena at all.
Not at all. This woman's heart has been ripped out. She took off a day and a half, and then Stephen Jr. can't maintain a single day of this business running. And so that's, but do you think that this is at all real? Do you think?
Oh, no, because Stephen's acting so blatantly. He's like, Jesse, do something, as he slams down onto a piano. I was like, wow, been there.
If I had a nickel, I'd have two, which is actually quite a lot for Jesse. Do something. I think that the actual drama is real, though, with Allie and Jesse with the city house and him wanting to be a farm boy. Like, that to me does feel like they built this truly gorgeous house. The Kansas City house, the shots that they show of like Kala walking in and seeing it for the first time, I'm like, you know what?
It's nice. It's gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous house.
I would keep the city house, quite frankly. I also think that, like, I don't know. So is this a strange take? 90 minutes is a long commute, but like so much of, I feel like anytime you talk to anyone who's like worked on a farm or anyone who's been on any of these shows that's like a farmer, this is what they do. They say, oh, well, you know me, I'm up at 6, I'm doing this and that, I'm doing this, I'm taking the cows in, bragging about all the hard work that they do. So I'm like, well, if you're such a hard worker, then do a commute. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like you'll
wake up an hour earlier.
Yeah. If your whole identity is about like that you do hard work, well, just add this to your hard work identity. Normally I would not say like, oh, whatever, it's a 90-minute commute. Like, that sucks. But like, I don't know, if you're going to build a house down in Kansas City, I would also want to use it too, right?
Well, it's also, I think the deeper issue between the two of them is that they've been together since high school and that they're both just comfortable, but he's super lazy. And she's a city girl, and so she's he's clearly not wanting to put an ounce of effort into being in the same place as her.
You know, my favorite thing to do is, as a podcaster, is that when you have like a side that you've taken, how you will warp your own logic just to make it like literally my entire hot take I just had was so ridiculous. Like, just. You're a farmer. Wake up 90 minutes earlier on your already very long day and just make that drive. I don't see what the problem is.
Is that coming from podcast trauma? What do you think that is?
I think so.
So. No, the way that I in real life have podcast moments that I'm like, this is devastating. Like, I'll like, the one thing that's really bad is that I know that you can just edit out a pause in an interview. And so sometimes if I can't remember what I'm going to say, I'll be with a group of people and I'll be like, and then a whole group of people will be waiting for me to say something. And I realized you can't edit out a pause in real life.
Yeah, one thing that happens with since we podcast so much that sometimes I start to sometimes I develop a hot take on something I have no interest in whatsoever, but I start doing it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why am I developing this hot take right now? And now I'm committed to it. So now I've got to see it all the way through. And then I finally have to finish. You have to wrap it up. And so I wind up in this place with a hot take I didn't care about to begin with. But for some reason I started it because I'm like, I'm podcasting right now.
It's muscle memory. I interview people. All of a sudden I start asking like, admittedly great questions, but people don't need to be interviewed without consent.
I think that's a great quality to interview people. I think it's good to be inquisitive about people. So I think that's a good trait to pick up from your podcast. I don't think having a hot take on every single stupid thing really matters in life. It's like, oh my God, that doorknob. Why do we even have doorknobs? Like we shouldn't even have doorknobs anymore.
This chicken sandwich, hot take, should actually be less breaded. And I think, and then you do a full 10 act play.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've reached the end of part 1 of a 2-part recap. For part 2, go look for the recap that says part 2. See you over there, suckers.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King. It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo. Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. K Sarah, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell, it's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors. She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides. Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs. It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo. She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.